welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm so super excited because I'm here for you with another book recommendation video. And if you ask me, fall is the absolute most perfect time to read because during this gloomy, rainy weather, all I want to do is just cuddle up under a blanket with a cup of tea and my big, huge, massive stack of books. So today I have some really good recommendations for you, books that I have recently been loving, and without further ado, let's just get right into it. So my first fall book recommendation is All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. And in this book, our main character is named Aurora, and after a really messy breakup and the tragic disappearance of her mom when she was younger, Aurora decides to leave everything and everybody that she loves behind and start all over in this super tiny town in the mountains, very isolated. And she rents this garage apartment on the property of this guy named Rhodes, hence the name of this book. But what she doesn't know is that Rhodes actually didn't list the property for rent online. His son did that behind his back to earn some extra money. And Rhodes and his son Amos get into a huge fight. They don't want Aurora to stay. Rhodes ends up grounding Amos and Aurora doesn't know what to do. This is this super isolated town. Like I said, there's no other place to stay. So she begs him and eventually he allows her to be there under very strict conditions. He doesn't talk to her. It's very much grumpy sunshine. And this book, she is thick, 559 pages of course, you can guess it, a blossoming romance. And little warning about this, they only start to get together when you're like 75% into this book. So yeah, extreme slow burn, that's what Mariana Zapata is known for, but I loved every second of this. 4.5 out of 5 stars for me, especially the mountain vibes, the nature. It's perfect for fall, such a cozy read. And Amos, the son, is definitely one of my comfort characters. He is so kind, so sweet. Rhodes is this older guy. He's like in his 40s. The main character, Aurora, is 33. So it's definitely like an adult book if you're into that. They both have experienced a lot in their lives, both have a lot of baggage, but it's a beautiful romance. Totally recommend. Then if you're into books, you've probably already heard of this one, The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. This book is actually becoming a movie soon. I think it releases on December 10th. And you guys already know, of course, that books are always way better than the movies. Don't argue with me about this one. It's just the truth. So go read it before the movie comes out, please. And it's actually super funny because the movie is going to be starring Lucy Hale. And the main character of this book is already named Lucy. What a coincidence. And this is just such a cute romance, you guys. This book is about Josh and Lucy. They're both assistants to the co-CEOs of a company, so they have to work together. Forced proximity, workplace romance, enemies to lovers. They hate each other and they seem to really enjoy the banter. They play all these kind of games. That's why it's called The Hating Game. And this book is perfect for fall because it will definitely brighten up your mood during all these gloomy days. Super cute, heartwarming, fun to read, a light read. If you love romance, then this is a must. Oh, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, by the way, in case you were wondering. Then The Deal, or actually the whole entire Off-Campus series, which is my favorite series of all time. It's definitely a comfort series for me. These books are just so good. I don't know why, but there's just something about them that is so addicting. These are all hockey romances. Each book is about a different hockey player. They all play for the same team and they all live in the same house off campus. That's why it's called Off Campus. And guys, the romance in this, the angst, the spice. The stories are all so cute. You have to read it. My favorite ones are definitely The Deal, which is the first book about Hannah and Garrett. And I also recently read The Legacy. I read it on my phone, so I don't have the physical copy with me. But that is the kind of like epilogue novel that recently came out on the 21st of September. And that one takes place 2 years after Off Campus ended. It kind of wraps everything up. There is a proposal, a marriage, babies. It's just so super cute. And there's also a honeymoon part in this book, which I personally really enjoyed. And if you're like me and you're secretly longing for summer, then that's perfect, because that totally brought me into those tropical vibes that I was longing for. So definitely recommend you read the whole series, consisting of 4 books of the regular off-campus series, and then the epilogue novel, The Legacy, is the 5th book. And you also have a spin-off, Briar U, but I will go in depth about that series once I finished it, because I'm still busy reading that in a different upcoming book video. So the off-campus series as a whole, definitely 5 out of 5 stars for me. And another 5 out of 5 star read is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So after a very turbulent life in the spotlight, Evelyn Hugo, old Hollywood movie star, is ready to spill the beans, tell everything. And to everybody's surprise, she asks up-and-coming, very unknown reporter Monique Grant to write a book about her life in the spotlight and all the hardships, all the good and the bad parts of her life. And this book is definitely a roller coaster. It alternates between the perspective of Monique, the reporter, and the book that eventually gets written that tells Evelyn's story. What's so beautiful about this book, and why I think it gets so much attention here on BookTube or on BookTok, is because this just absorbs you. This is such a page turner, and after you're done with it, you will feel like you actually know Evelyn in real life. I know it sounds weird, but you get to see her entire life, all the ugly parts of it, the truth about her. And I even doubted whether or not she was real, like whether or not this was a biography about a real movie star. That's how realistic it feels. It is such a beautiful read. I was so emotional when it ended, and you just have to read it if you haven't already. Please give Taylor Jenkins Reid a chance. Her books are so good. Then a book that I read really recently, I finished it this week, is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. And I know that I say that every book in this video is my favorite. That's why I'm also recommending them to you. But trust me guys, this is one of my favorite books I've ever read. It's so cute. This is about Macy and Elliot. After Macy's mom passes away, she leaves behind this list of things that her and her dad can complete, kind of like a guidebook that her dad can consult whenever he's in doubt what to do with raising Macy. And one of the things that her mom has written down is that if Macy ever comes home from school feeling really tired and overwhelmed with everything, that the dad should get kind of like a second home, a weekend home, where they can just be together, forget about everything, and just have fun, because her mom feels like that is something that she would need. And so the first time that Macy seems really overwhelmed with school life and it's all just too much for her, her dad immediately decides to buy a second home. It's like the best dad ever. He is so adorable, the dad. Oh my god. And whilst they're viewing the property that they're about to buy, there is this boy and he's reading a book in the closet of that house. Macy finds out that he is the neighbor. They're both the same age, 13 years old, and they start this friendship. They read books every day. They go on little adventures. They tell each other everything. It's so adorable. They grow older. Their friendship develops. And this actually changes, by the way. Speaking about changes, I'm so sorry for the light changes. The sun randomly decides to pop up whilst I'm talking about my favorite book. I don't mind. I love the sun. But just so you know, I can't control that. I'm filming with daylight. But this switches between the then and the now. and you find out that they actually haven't spoken in 11 years in the present moment. So you're trying to find out what went wrong between them, and it's just the best romance ever. The characters are so well developed, their story is so beautiful, so heartbreaking, and this is a magical book. This is so good. Go and read this. Then something totally different. If you love suspense, mystery, thriller, then this is the book for you. Verity by Colleen Hoover. It's so creepy, perfect for fall time if you ask me. So this book is about the super famous author Verity. She gets into a car accident and it leaves her paralyzed. She can't communicate anymore. She can't write anymore. So her and her publishing agency and her husband, they ask struggling author Lowen to come and live with Verity and her husband and finish the series that Verity has started. Because Lowen needs the money, she decides to take the offer, but then she arrives at Verity's home and she goes through everything in her office. Her office is a mess. There's so many books, so many scribbles, and she tries to make sense of all the notes, and then she finds a manuscript that will change her life forever. It really flips everything upside down, and this book is so eerie. That's the only word I can think of to describe the feeling that I got after reading this. You're constantly breathless whilst reading this. You want to know what happens next, and then the ending will leave you so confused. It makes you question everything you just read. It's amazing. Colleen Hoover is such a good author. Go and read Verity. It's 5 out of 5 stars for me. And then another book by the same author, Colleen Hoover, because I just can't get enough of her books, is a book that I'm currently reading, and it's November 9. Obviously, November 9, the date is coming up. So if you order this book now, we can maybe read it together. I'm also not finished with it, so hopefully I can finish it before November 9th, and maybe we can do like a little book club thing where we talk about this book together on Instagram or in the comments under this video. That would be so cute. So if you haven't decided what kind of book you should read, go and pick this one up so we can read it together. This book is about Fallon, and Fallon is an aspiring actress, but then something really tragic happens. Her house catches on fire and she's left with all these wounds and scars covering her whole body. So her dad, who is the worst man ever, oh my god, I hate her dad, he thinks that she can never be an actress again. And in the beginning of this book, they go out to this restaurant. He is so super mean to her, you can't even imagine. And then this random guy slides into the booth besides Fallon, and he pretends to be her boyfriend. She didn't even ask for that, but he stands up for her. He tells her dad that he believes in her, and Fallon is completely shocked but also intrigued. So because Fallon is about to leave to New York the next day to chase her dreams, they decide to meet up every single year on November 9, no contact in between. And I don't know what's gonna happen next because I haven't finished this book. So this so far is so good. I can't wait to finish it. In true Colleen Hoover fashion, I'm expecting a huge plot twist. I've heard everybody rave about this, so another book that I can definitely recommend so far. And that is everything. Those were the books that I want to recommend to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.